Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, respected audience, and my fellow debaters. We believe that this motion is not only about choosing a different form of punishment, but also about creating a smarter and more effective way to solve the real problem behind gambling. Before I move to my arguments, let us clarify the key terms of these motions. First, gambling offenders are people who commit gambling activities whether online or offline. Most of them are not violent criminal, but rather individuals trapped in poverty, debt, or addiction. Second, imprisonment means sending offenders into prison. In prison, they are locked away, often mixed with other criminals, with limited access to education or rehabilitations. Third, social service refers to community work such as cleaning public facilities, helping in orphans, or assisting social institutions is a way of offenders to pay back their debt to society. Third, skill training means giving offenders practical abilities such as empathy, cooking, digital literacy. This equips them to earn a living legally after rehabilitations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present three powerful arguments. First, prison is not effective. Imprisonment fails to solve the gambling problem. Statistics from several Asian countries shows that imprisonment for gambling offenders really reduce the rate of reoffending. Once released, many return to gambling because their underlying problems, poverty and lack of skill, are never addressed. In fact, prison often makes offenders worse. They may learn criminal behavior from other inmates, lose connection with their family, and turn to society with more stigma rather than reform. Prison becomes a cycle of failure. Second, social service builds responsibility and awareness. Social service is a better alternative because it allows offenders to repay their debt to society. With offenders clean public parks, help repay schools, or assist in social programs, they directly see the value of community work. This instills responsibility and makes them reflect on their actions. For example, in the Philippines, major offenders who participate in community service programs showed lower relapse rates compared to those in prison. Why? Because they will remember every day of their role as a member of society. Skill training creates long-term change. Skill training provides sustainable solutions. Many gambling offenders fall into gambling because they lack stable income. By giving them real skills, whether in cooking, farming, or digital work, we help them build legal sources of livelihood. For instance, in South Korea, rehabilitation program that includes vocational training reduce reoffending by more than 14%. This shows that when people are given hope and tools for survival, they choose a better path. Now, what might the opposition say? They will argue that imprisonment provides deterrence. They might say, if we don't punish with prison, others will not be afraid and gambling will increase. But deterrence without rehabilitation is short term. Gambling is not like theft or violent crime. It's often an addiction. Fear of prison might stop people temporarily. But without solving the roots causes poverty, unemployment, and addiction, they will relapse. Meanwhile, rehabilitation with social service and skill training is both deterrent and transformation. Offenders still face consequence, but instead of wasting time in prison, they'll put a better life. So let me restate my arguments clearly. First, prison is ineffective. It does not reduce gambling and often makes offenders worse. Second, social service builds responsibility. Offenders give back to society and learn awareness. Third, skill training provides a future. Offenders gain income, opportunity, and skip the cycle of gambling. Ladies and gentlemen, justice should not only punish, but also transforms by giving gamblings, offenders social service, and skill transforming. Instead of imprisonment, we create a system that is more human, more effective, and more beneficial for society as a whole. We, the propositions, proudly stand for this motion. Thank you.